Welcome to Start With a Win, where we give you the tools and lessons you need to create business and personal success. Are you ready? Let's do this.
And coming to you from top of the 12th floor at RE/MAX World Headquarters, Adam Contos here with Start With a Win. How you doing, producer Mark?
I'm doing so good.
Awesome. Hey, we have a special guest with us today.
We do have a special guest, the most special of people.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to make her embarrassed and red. And
The specialist of the specials.
That's right.
Stop.
It's Kelly Contos, everybody.
That's right. She's in the house.
Thank you.
You know
Hello.
it. How did you get talked into coming here today?
I didn't think I had a choice, actually.
Mark's like, hey, we're going to do a solo cast. I'm like, Kelly,
Part about the choice.
come on, let's go. But
Hey.
what are we talking about today, buddy?
Well, listen, your time at RE/MAX is coming to an end here. By the end of March, you will be moved on from CEO of RE/MAX LLC.
You know what's so cool, though?
What is cool?
Start with a win, we'll continue.
Start with a win. We'll continue. It just won't be from the top of the 12th floor.
That's true. It will be from Start with a Win Studio, sponsored.
That's
by
right. By
RE/MAX.
RE/MAX. Let's go.
Hello. I love that. What do you think, Kelly?
I think that's great. I think it's coming from the bottom of our house instead of the top of the 12th floor from now on.
Bottom of Adam Contos headquarters.
In the basement.
Going back to the quarantine studio.
At Fort Contos.
That's right. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's actually a great little studio.
It is. It looks so awesome and legit. So.
It's so funny when people come to the house and they're like, we want to see your studio. And we take them down. And it's this teeny tiny little room. And they're like, what? It looks so big on the video. I'm like,
It does
yeah, no,
look big.
it's
Yeah, it's
tiny.
very deceiving.
The wide angle
tiny.
lens and the lighting.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, well. But yeah, it's been an amazing ride over 18, 19 years here. I found my lovely bride here at RE/MAX. We met, I don't know, back in 2003, 2004.
Yeah.
I was doing the SAFER program. And we started working together in the Mountain States region. And now look at this.
And then
you
they
know.
separated us.
That's right.
They're like, oh, hey, none of that. None of that going on here.
Ooh, we got to find you new places to work.
Exactly.
Oh, well. But it's been, there's a lot of lessons. You want to talk about a couple of those today, don't you?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times people have different seasons in their life that are really great. And sometimes I feel like people maybe hold on a little bit too long to those seasons, even though they maybe get prompted internally or, their conscience tells them like, hey, it's time to move. But then logically it's like, well, that doesn't make sense for me to move on because everything's, X, Y, and Z. And so I feel like you could maybe offer a lot of great advice to somebody who is maybe in a similar situation. Maybe they've had some prodding in their heart about, starting something new, starting something different, or moving on from where they are. And you can kind of offer some, comfort and some wisdom to their situation. So,
Wow, that was like a counseling session. Okay, well, let's take a step back here and back to the beginning, because ultimately it's not where you go in life. So let's just erase that thought from everybody's mind, because everybody's like, oh, look where you got to, whatever it is. And I'll be the first one to say I'm very honored and privileged to be the CEO of this amazing organization, because it truly is it's an incredible industry full of some awesome people. And this organization, with our co-founders, Dave and Gail Linegar, it's a blessing to so many. I mean, the successes that they've helped create. But it wasn't just given. It wasn't free to everybody. Everybody had to work for it. And I think that's probably the first lesson that I learned when I got here is, you can achieve anything you want to achieve if you put forth the effort and the focus on a daily basis in order to achieve it. And when you look back, we've all seen so many people come and go. We have like over 140,000 agents and 12, 14, whatever it is, countries around the world. And the people that are going strong and growing their businesses are doing it. And this is not just in real estate. This is in all industries. They're doing it because it's intentional. And how we improve ourselves all the time is intentional. It's fascinating. I mean, when you look at that, everything that happens, your self-mark in Brand Viva Media. Hello, everybody. Check out brandvivamedia.com.
Yeah.
And, Kelly in her real estate career grew that very, very well. And it's because of the things that we put forth to give every day. We're making deposits in all these different accounts. And I think that's one of the first and one of the biggest lessons that I could ever take that thankfully Dave Lineker told me day one. I said, what causes success? He says, hunger. Hunger causes success.
Yeah, I think that's so true, especially in the idea of a lot of times, you get to a certain spot, right? And it's maybe easy to kind of, rest on your laurels or kind of coast. But what I found is that, those who coast end up getting overtaken at some point, because there's somebody who's right behind them that's hungrier and, willing to put in the work and willing to maybe take more risks and things like that. And so I think in order for you to continue success and continue to grow, you have to take risks and chances and, keep pushing yourself. Otherwise you'll wake up and be like, what happened to all this,
It's a great analogy, the coasting thing, because, coasting downhill is easy. Okay? Remember everybody when we were kids on a bicycle, you start coasting downhill and you're like, yay, and then you start slowing down when you hit the level area. And what happens if you start going uphill when things get a little more difficult? Coasting doesn't work.
Right.
But if you're pedaling downhill, you can pedal across the flat. You can pedal up the next hill. That's the only way you're going to get over the next hill.
That's right.
Yeah, I think as far as the habits go, that's what creates a success, right? You have to do the habits every day, whether you're seeing the immediate success day after day after day. But if you don't continue to do those things day after day, then you won't see that long-term success. And so those are the things that are important, is that you can't just coast, because there does come a time where the coasting runs out. And then it's too late because you've let all the habits go and now you have to rebuild the habits again. So those daily habits are key to what lies in your future and how successful you're going to be down the road.
That's a good point. You when you stop applying yourself because you think you've got it, that's when you start losing.
What are your thoughts about, because, RE/MAX has had this past year has been great. Like it doesn't seem like you should leave. Like any sane person would be, wow, things are going great. People love me. I'm going to stick around and ride this wave out,
So I interviewed a guy today, or had a conversation with a guy today, and that topic came up. It was fascinating because it was why the heck? 2021 was a record year for RE/MAX Holdings. Record revenue, record EBITDA, and record earnings per share. Why the heck would the CEO be leaving?
Yeah.
Is the question. And I think I've been asked that question like 20 or 30 times since I turned in my letter of resignation and announced it, since we have to announce everything publicly as a public company. But I look at it and I go, okay, life is a relay race. Leadership is a relay race. And when you think about a relay race, you think about runners running around the track. Let's say there's 3 or 4 of them. Maybe it's like a 4x100 or something like that. And the runner has a baton, and they pass that baton to the next person. It takes a lot of teamwork to coordinate all of that going on. The runner doesn't start slowing down to pass the baton. The runner speeds up to pass the baton. So you're passing the baton when you're running your fastest. I view business success and leadership as that. My job as the CEO of this company, my number one job is to create a succession plan that is beneficial to the customers, the stakeholders, and the shareholders of the organization. So how do you do that? You pass the baton when you're running the fastest. Or as Michael Jordan says, you go out on top.
Yeah.
So that's...
Or John Elway.
Yeah.
2 Super Bowls and boom, I'm out.
Right. You don't see people go, and the worst thing you want to do is like, all right, so I got fired because I'm kind of skipping along the bottom, and people are like, it's time for you to go.
But, let's face it, though. Can I just say something?
Sure.
In all the years that you've known Adam, have you ever known him to not be at the top of his game?
No.
Honestly, that's your whole persona is continually figuring out how to do better, how can this year be better than last year, how can this meeting be better than last meeting, how does this speech or this podcast. I mean, that's just in your DNA, is how to do better, do better, do better. So there won't be a time for you to really go out. You're not the kind of person to coast.
True.
You know, so this is probably the scenario and the question you get asked, whether it's today or next year or 5 years from now.
True. So there is another component to this, and that is I get to do different things on my terms. I want to help develop more leaders. So something that I've been working on, and Kelly's been a huge supporter in helping me with this as well, is a couple different aspects. One is coaching and consulting. So, a big part of when you do things is helping other people. So how do you help other people? Well, you have to be able to devote your attention and effort to help other people. Mm-hmm. My job here has been helping other people. That's how I view running a company. The CEO's job is to help other people find success. And when a CEO moves on, they should continue helping people find success, because that's what I'm programmed to do. That's what I've dedicated my life to, is be building leadership and helping to transfer that leadership so other people can accelerate, while they're coasting downhill or whatever, continue the momentum going in their leadership development. A lot of times we just need different perspectives on how we can do better. So I want to continue to help people grow, but I want to be able to also help other people grow. I've met with the dean of some business schools, as well as working with different organizations to try and develop these next level executives. So millennials have a challenge, and that's that there's been nobody to teach them how to get into the executive suite, senior vice president level, things like that in society. I'm going to do that because I think we have this gap in leadership in society, and I want to see it continue to grow. And the only way to do that is, and it's interesting, Dave Lineker has told Kelly and I this philosophy called the storyteller. And it's fascinating because when you look at Native Americans, the Native American Indian population, they did not have written books necessarily that passed along information, leadership, knowledge, things like that. They had storytellers, which were some of the elders in the tribe, and they would gather the younger folks in the tribe, and they would sit around and tell stories, and that's how they pass knowledge, is to tell the stories. We do the same thing, only we do it via social media, blogs, training courses, coaching and consulting, mastermind events. I mean, it's a modern day storytelling. So that's really one of the major pursuits that I'm involved in, is helping people grow their business. And I've already had, dozens probably reach out going, can you help me with that? And I'm happy to do so. It has to be something I can devote the time and effort to in order to maximize the outcome, as opposed to just randomly meeting with everybody. But so to tighten that up a little bit, yes, I'm going to do coaching and consulting. Very specific coaching and consulting. I'm only taking on about a dozen clients, and those are going to be high-level business leaders who want to continue to level up their organization. I can't coach everybody, and based on the fact that I'm going to take very few, I'm looking for a very select group to take on. And I've already got a few lined up. I do have some spots open. I don't know by the time this airs, but the reality is, I want to coach CEOs. CEOs help CEOs, and we can all learn something from each other. The young gentleman, 30, 35 years old that I met with today, this guy was a rock star. I'm like, wow, I have a lot to learn from you. But he's also like, I have a lot to learn from you. So how do you grow business leaders is a lot of times it's through experience. Yeah. It's through the knowledge of what to do and what not to do. And I made all the mistakes or a lot of mistakes. And I can learn from a lot of people who have made mistakes and created successes. And that's ultimately what the storyteller is about.
Yeah. Well, I think that it's been fun just being with, the RE/MAX, the nation, and just, all the great people that are a part of the organization. And I think, we've built something great here, and I think that's going to continue, which is awesome. And, I'm excited to see where you go and just all the new adventures you're going to have. So
Well, you're coming with me, buddy.
I'm coming with you. I'm coming. So
All
I'm
right.
stoked.
Producer Mark.
That's right.
We start with a win.
That's right. Well, hey, Kelly, thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll have you again. You were on the Thanksgiving episode. That was great.
Yeah, we could have you and
I
Maggie
forgot
on.
about that one.
That's- oh, yeah, we
there
do
you
need to
go.
have
We
a
can
double-
do-
a
you
double-
have to have Maggie on again.
Yes.
Maybe we could do a
I
Kelly
mean,
Maggie
she needs a
takeover.
Yes.
follow-up.
Where I'm not here and maybe it's just you and them.
Okay. Hey, that'd be
It'd
great.
be kind of funny, actually.
Yeah.
That means I get a recording time off. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
We could have a spin-off
Yeah, we could.
Right.
Oh,
Whoa.
because it would be so successful. We'd have to start our own
yeah.
podcast.
The family of CEOs.
Awesome. Get your fitness training at Kelly.
Yeah, she said, no, don't do that.
No.
All right. Well, again, this isn't goodbye. This is see you later. See you next Wednesday.
See you next
see you next
episode.
Wednesday,
Same time,
exactly.
same place. But yeah, don't forget to head over to startwithawin.com. You can find out everything that Adam's into and up to. And hey, don't forget to start with a win. There we go.
What's on YouTube?
Yeah. Hey.
Oh, this is the YouTube camera?
No. See
That's
the
just
red.
the one that's on. Oh, no, that one.
Yeah. that one
That
is.
one is.
Oh,
Yeah.
see,
see?
you pointed. You
Yeah,
giving me a
see,
hard
he's
time.
getting-
You're
he's
giving me a
on the-
hard
I know,
time
yeah,
about what
exactly.
I'm looking at.
There we go.
There we go. So
Now we're on
see-
this one.
Yeah,
See,
see?
look, now
Oh,
that one.
Kelly's got it.
See?
She's on fire now. She knows what's up. She sees.
Just
She's,
saying.
she's a pro.
Pick
Maybe
things
you ought
up.
to take over the
I
show.
pick things up fast. What can I say? Quick learner.
So typically on the YouTube extra, this is the show after the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or really the true show, because we got YouTubers here. Right here. There it is. The red light's on. Kelly, Mark gets to ask a question of our guest.
Yeah. Since you're our guest.
Is it always the same question?
No.
No, it's a different question.
It's random.
there's no way to study for this
No, it's
test?
specific to the person, you know. So,
Okay.
you know, we did bring up your fitness thing. And yeah, I'm curious. So we can't talk about your. I mean, now I feel awkward because I'm like,
This is awkward.
are you allowed to say
I
your
can't
age?
wait to see where the. Yeah. Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
I'm
Because
not
no, I
ashamed of
remember
my
when
age.
we talked. I remember we were doing a photo shoot like a year ago or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and you had maybe just competed, or it was 2 years ago, I think, and you had just competed or did some sort of bodybuilding thing. And it was like a personal goal that you had,
Yeah.
like, hey, before I reach this age, I want to do this thing.
Before she turned
was it the
35, she wanted to.
Thank you. There's, yeah. Was it the shoot we did at the house with the kids, or the one we did Red
I
Rocks?
think Red Rocks.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that was after
Yes.
the competition.
Okay.
Yes, and so I was getting ready to turn 50,
Mm-hmm.
and
What? You're 50? Oh.
well, I'm 52.
Oh,
actually.
dang.
Yeah.
No, you know, I mean, we grew up in the 80s, the 90s,
Mm-hmm.
the 70s, when
That 70s show.
diet fads and phases were such a thing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and body image was everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up my whole life trying to chase like the perfect body image, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
now I look back at some of those times when I think I had it so bad and I was like, if I only could get back there when I thought it was terrible, I'd take that over anything right now. But we also, like I said, fads, like we went through the don't eat fat, don't eat carbs,
Yeah.
cut your calories.
Yolks are bad for you. Yolks are good for
Smoking
you.
curbs your appetite. Like, I mean, we've seen all the craziness, right? So my whole life I just did like these things, whatever was the latest and the greatest, and nothing stuck because none of it was right.
Yeah.
And so when I turned 49, I just thought it was about my health, and I want to feel good. And our kids were all teenagers, and I want to be able to. We have a very active family, so I wanted to be able to just really feel good about being active with my family all the time. And someday there will be grandkids, hopefully, not too soon, not too soon. But
not too late either.
Not too late either,
Yeah,
because
that's true. We need to enjoy
so
them.
anyway, so I wanted to, for once in my life, just figure it out and get it dialed in and make it a lifestyle, and then never have to worry about it again.
Yeah.
And so I got this really wild hair that, you know, well, a bikini. I never thought I would do a bikini competition, but I knew the people that prepped for those things ended up with these amazing bodies, right? So I went to a coach who I had heard a lot of in the industry, and I said, I don't want to do a competition, but I want to look like I can do a competition. And the other thing too was because you see all this prep stuff and it's like 12 weeks, right? I'm
Right.
like, I can totally
Yeah,
give
12
this to
weeks,
12
yeah.
weeks. And so I went in there and he was like, yeah, no, it's not going to take 12 weeks. He's like, you got a good year ahead of you. And I was like, what? He said, it's not. And I thought already that I was eating healthy, and I thought I was doing all the right fitness. I was doing high cardio, low calorie, but super clean, no carbs, hardly any fats. And he was like, pretty much everything you're doing is wrong. And because you've been doing it wrong for so long, you've tortured your body, and now your body doesn't know what's right. So first thing we have to do is teach your body what's right, which is getting you on a healthy number of calories, eating carbs again, eating fats again, cutting the cardio, hitting the weights, which is really important to build muscle, especially as you're getting older.
Right.
And then once we do that for 6 months, we can start peeling back and dialing in and get you to the fitness competition. And so I did it. I did it when I was 49, and I hated every minute of being up on stage. It was miserable, but I'm really proud of myself for doing
Yeah.
it. And more importantly, I learned so many lessons
Yeah.
about how to fuel my body right, how to eat for the results that I'm looking for, why muscle is so important, why weightlifting is so important. I'm super comfortable walking into a gym and picking up any kind of weights or doing
Yeah.
any kind of exercises. I love it. I continued to work with my coach, even though I knew I wasn't going to compete again. I worked with my coach again for the next 2 years because I loved the accountability.
Yeah.
Until I finally got to the point where I felt like, you know, I'm good. I've learned it. I can do it on my own. And I think I've learned a lot.
Well, hey, thanks for being with us here today.
Thanks for having
and
me.
Thank you for sticking around for the after show. The
There-
show
it's that
after the
camera.
show.
That
I see
camera.
it.
That's right. Yeah.
I see it.
And if you're here, please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and hit the little bell icon so you get notified every single time a new episode is dropped. And until next time, we'll see you when we see you.